everybody, and welcome to the Pick Army Recap Show, Week 13. I'm John. This is Erik. We had a good week this week with the Army. We went 2-1. Let's dive in and take a look and see what happened this weekend. Recap on the Eagles-Packers game.
Well, the Packers minus 8.5. The Army was all over the Packers as they have been for the majority of the season, and they were right. The rare backdoor favorite cover. It looked like the Eagles were going to get the cover, down only 7 on a late touchdown late in the game, but Packers were going to run the ball. The Eagles knew it, and the Eagles couldn't stop them. Packers get a late touchdown and get the cover. Well done on the Army. I was wrong on that one. I think the key metric there that I might have overlooked is the points per play average. Points per game. Average for each of these teams. Green Bay first at 31 points coming into the game. The Eagles 25th at 17 points. It's a huge delta, hence the reason for the 8.5. Look, this one could have gone either way, but a tip of the hat to the Army. They were right. I was wrong on this one.
Yeah, definitely liked the Packers in this game. Thought the aerial attack was going to be on display, and it absolutely was. Washington at Steelers. Who got this one right? Who got it wrong, man? What's up?
Yeah, John, Washington not only gets the cover, but gets the win. The Steelers have been sort of riding on fumes now for a while, and I think this was a very standard pros versus Joes kind of play. The professionals realizing that Washington has one of the most underrated defenses in recent memory and is the most underreported story, in my opinion, this year. Just how good this Redskins defense is, man. They are rock solid and well coached.
This was one of my best bets of the week. Washington was getting 7 points on the road here and won the game outright. I would look at this team as a team also that you do not want to face in the playoffs if they happen to win the East.
This one was, I thought, fairly obvious. The Steelers had a nice run early. Injuries, including to their center. They lost 2 defensive starters last week, and it cost the Steelers dearly.
Definitely tough loss for the Steelers there. Buffalo at San Francisco. I liked Buffalo here. Who got this one right? Who got it wrong there, bud?
This was one of those fun ones, man. The entire crew got it right. Pick Army said Buffalo +1. You and I both agreed. A nice, tidy 10-point win on the road for the Bills. This is a real contender here. They're going to win the East. And is this the team that can go on the road and beat a Steelers, beat Kansas City? We're going to get a look at them versus the Steelers this coming week. Sometimes the schedule makers in the NFL just nail it. The Sunday night game is Steelers-Bills, so that's going to be can't miss NFL football here. Man, the Bills look good. They're firing on all cylinders. They got a great head coach, and they beat a good team. As I had said, the concern with this game and the reason why I wouldn't have faulted people for liking San Francisco is that the delta from Jimmy Garoppolo to Nick Mullins is not nearly as big as a lot of people think it is. And so backing San Francisco wouldn't have been the worst idea in the world, in my opinion. That being said, it was an agreement for all of us on the Bills. They look red hot. They're getting really good at just the right time heading into January. So a win for all of us on the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I really believed in the Bills going into this game. Josh Allen had a fantastic game, 375 yards, 4 touchdowns, and not to mention, not just 4 touchdowns. He had 4 touchdowns to 4 different receivers. Who do you guard? It's very, very difficult to figure that out up there.
Really good commentary there, John. And on a quick side note, a tip of the hat to John, going 3-0 as far as Pick Army went. He agreed with the Green Bay Packers, disagreed with the Steelers, and was on Washington and agreed with the Bills. So, John, 3-0 on the recap show last week, man. Way to go.
Thank you so much, man. I think, we have been a little bit allergic with the Army with taking some dogs here, but we took a chance on Buffalo, and that I believe was a good choice there. Green Bay looks really good. Like we said last week in the show, I feel like they've turned a corner. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with in the NFC, especially with the Seahawks losing at home against the Giants.
Which actually is exactly what I wanted to talk to you about next, being a lifelong Giants fan. I know Washington got a really impressive win last night, but I think the Giants are at another level. I like them to win the East. They are the heavy favorite in most sports books to win the East. What do you think the Giants got right here, losing their marquee player in Saquon Barkley, hiring a head coach that a lot of people had never really heard of? What's the key to success with the Giants as somebody who really knows the ins and outs of the team?
Defense. Their defense looked really good yesterday. Just in watching the game and taking a look a little bit, dive into some of the highlights. Their defense was all over the field yesterday. Russell Wilson, they weren't letting him get looks down the field. They were blocking his lanes of view, which is an absolute key if you're going to be able to have a backup quarterback take over your offense that does not have a distinct running game in it. You need to keep the game manageable with your defense, and the defense has been doing a great job. I mean, the Giants might actually pull out a victory, which is unbelievable the way the season had started, but the team looks completely different from day one to now.
You know, and if the playoffs started today, it would be Seahawks at Giants. That would be the matchup, and they just beat the Seahawks in Seattle. So, I mean, what would that spread be? I still think Seattle would be a favorite, but maybe 2.5? I agree with you, though. I think this team is getting red hot at the right time. They're playing as a team. They believe in each other. And, boy, that front four on defense can apply some pressure, which for certain NFC teams, I'm thinking the Bucs, I'm thinking Seattle. These are teams whose real weakness is their offensive line. And that defensive line can really get after a quarterback. So good days for the Giants ahead. That's for sure, man. Good stuff.
This team looks good, and as a fan, I want to see them ride it out. So I'm really excited to see what happens.
All rise, as they say, for Joe Judge.
Yeah, man. 2 judges in New York now. 2 judges in New York. Well, everyone, there you have it. Thank you so much for tuning in to Pick Army Recap Show. Have a wonderful day.